Good afternoon from Bangkok, Thailand. So this is my second attempt to be on the show. The first time the signal was cut off. If this time the signal go well, can you please let us know? Okay, I think it goes well this time. A little of glitches on Sunday. So let's see. I have a call coming in from Jedidiah Alex Koh, but I think I have to invite our guest to the show later. Let's see. Welcome. Good afternoon again. This is my second attempt to try to be online now. And let's see. Let me send a signal to Singapore. Our guest is coming in today. Hold on a minute, please. I have to let him know to invite him to my page. Because the first time the signal got cut off. After let's see. How are you this Sunday afternoon? Have you been registered? Have you Thai people been registered for the vaccine yet? Okay. So today, given the world situation of the pandemic of the coronavirus, it is now crucial now more than ever that we have to try to come up with something to overcome this, how do you call, the unprecedented challenge in our lifetime. I'm sure since we all grow up, there has not been this global pandemic. So the global pandemic maybe requires a global solution or a global cooperation to try to come up with something, but I like to contribute something humble from my page, which focus on all the personal development of the brain and the mind, and for the happiness and success, so that you can use your own happiness and success to help people around you. Today, let me tell you a little bit what we're gonna talk about. Let's see. Today. Even before the pandemic, we already have a hard time trying to meet our goals in life, right? But even now, even in the survival mode that we are in, it is possible. The good news is it's still possible that we can do something about it and overcome it, and it doesn't cost you anything. All you need to do is your own body and your own mind. So let me take this opportunity that we have the yes, you can comment in English. Everyone who watch the show in my Thai audience, you can comment in Thai in English. ท่านผู้ชมภาษาไทยสามารถพิมพ์คอมเมนต์ภาษาไทยได้นะครับถามภาษาไทยมาได้เดี๋ยวครูจะแปลเป็นภาษาอังกฤษให้ Okay, I just hope my Thai audience that they are welcome to make comments in Thai language and ask questions, and then we can try to translate and answer it to our best ability from both Jedidiah and myself, so that to benefit the global audience that's watching now from all over the world. So let me first by introduce you to our show, inviting in from Singapore, our guest Jedidiah Alex Koh. Jedidiah, as I call him, is an MCC, which is the highest ranking global coach certified by International Coach Conference. He considers himself a global team leadership coach, but actually he does so many things. His credential is so long, it would take me 4 days to 4 days and 4 nights to read all his credentials. But what really inspired me most, at his young age, he got introduced into Forbes Coaches Council. And I tell you a little story behind our friendship. I and him was trained at the same time to become a coach several years ago, and he moved on as a very fast pace. And I know from the first time I met him, I saw him in class, we interact together, that this man is going to be go so far in this field he's chosen to, and he did. He proved it. He is a living proof that what he teaches yields result. So let me welcome to the show. Let's try to, okay, Jedidiah is on now. I'm gonna add you to the show. Okay, I send you the invitation already now, Jedidiah, and he would appear on our screen soon. Jedidiah, can you hear me? Has the invitation go out? Okay. Hello Jedidiah, are you still here? Let me see. Okay, I click add. Okay. To Singapore now to add you Jedidiah. I think you need to click accept the invitation. Are you on? Let's see. I try to watch in both my Facebook, in my notebook and my other phone. Jedidiah, if you're still here, let me know. The page says we are trying to adding you. If you're in my page, you would see invitation pop up on your screen. And I think you just have to click accept. It says adding. Try to find the accept button. Okay. All right. Now we need some technical help. Let's see who have been on my show before. คุณซายุริ are you here? พี่ตันสวัสดีครับสวัสดีครับคุณนาย those of you ใครที่เคยเป็นแขกเพจครูแล้วเคยกดตอบรับมาในเพจครูได้นี่ช่วยบอกนะครับทำยังไงมีใครไปเรียกคุณซายุริมาหน่อยเลย คุณธนกฤษ are you here? I try to ask some of my students who used to appear on my show to let me know which button to push. Let's see. We are trying. Jedidiah, are you still here? Maybe are you watching on the mobile phone? It would help if you watch on the mobile phone and you look at next to your name. There could be a signal coming in that inviting you. Meanwhile, in the meantime, let me tell you a little bit what today's topic is gonna be about. Okay, Kun Sayuri. Okay, can you please let me know, Kun Sayuri? Let me ask Kun Sayuri, my audience in Thai. คุณซายุริตอนนั้นกดตอบรับยังไงนะครับครูเชิญคนจากสิงคโปร์ก็หาปุ่มตอบรับไม่ได้ Jedidiah, I'm trying to ask my students who used to be on the show and she knows how to find the accept button. Okay, Jedidiah, hold on. Okay, I see you here now, Jedidiah. I see your name, but I cannot click from the mobile phone here to accept you. Okay, คุณกิ๊กสวัสดีครับคุณซายุริ are you here? Can you please คุณซายุริบอกครูหน่อยได้ไหมครับว่าตอนกดรับแล้วมาโผล่บนหน้าจอเล็กๆนี้คุณซายุริเห็นปุ่มเชิญตรงไหนครับคุณซายุริ anyone who used to be on my show please let me know where you find the accept button. My guest in Singapore he's in a high-ranking global leadership kind of stuff, so he used Zoom most of the time. He's more like on top of the Zoom application. คุณซายุริ are you still here? ปุ่มขึ้นหน้าจอโอเคคุณซายุริ are you watch ใช้มือถือดูหรือเปล่าครับปุ่มขึ้นหน้าจอตรงไหนครับตรงกลางจอหรือว่ายังไงโอเค Jedidiah, she told me my student told me that there would be a little button on your mobile phone screen. Maybe I try one more time to add you again. Okay, I try 3 times. Okay, I send it for the 3rd time now, Jedidiah. It's connecting. All right, Jedidiah is coming in from Singapore. I think you're coming. All right.
I can.
Welcome to my show. สวัสดีครับ
สวัสดีครับ
สวัสดีครับ Thank you so much, Jedidiah, for sparing your time with us, your precious time. I know you're the global well sought after coach. So it's really an honor for us here in Thailand that you come today. So thank you so much. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Dr. Nash, and thank you everyone and all your audience. Yeah, it's an honor to be here joining you guys, and really happy.
Okay. Would you like to tell us in Thailand a little bit what you do before I ask you about your best-selling book, The Power of Incantation?
Sure.
What do you do, Jedidiah? Found a company coaching change life, right?
Correct. Yeah.
And you serve the worldwide audience on it. You go to America, you go to many places.
Yeah. So I give you a little bit of introduction. I founded this company called Coaching Changes Lives, and the mission and the passion is that because I believe that coaching has the power to change lives, one conversation at a time. So that's really inspired. I remember.
I'm old. Yeah. One conversation. Since you go t-shirt, let me take off my suit so we on par. Let's report here to be an example for our coaching friends who watching. I see Coach B is here.
Oh, Coach B
used to be Thai. You know her,
yes,
right?
Yes.
She used to be Thailand. Thailand chapter of International Coach Federation. So, all right. So we create some report now.
Yes.
White shirt. So let's see. I went through your book. I could not put it down. Actually, I read all night. It's very good. A book of the Power of Incantation. The thing is that you are living proof that your incantation work. So I'm gonna ask you 3 questions. First of all, can you please let us know a little bit what the incantation is, and let me brief you, tell my audience in Thai what I'm gonna ask you about. Okay. สวัสดีครับท่านผู้ชมชาวไทยเดี๋ยวครูกำลังจะถามนะครับว่าแขกของครูที่เขียนหนังสือ bestseller The Power of Incantation ซึ่งเป็นลักษณะคล้ายๆกับอธิษฐานบารมีเนี่ยมันมีหลักการทำไงในบริบทของสากลเพราะสากลเป็นเรื่องของสมองเรื่องของจิตใจเดี๋ยวขออธิบายแล้วครูจะถามเขาว่าทำไมมันถึงได้ผลและทำยังไงถึงจะได้ผลและให้เขาทำตัวอย่างให้ดูแล้วครูจะปิดท้ายด้วยบริบททางพุทธศาสนาโอเคนะครับถ้างั้นครูถามก็โอเค I just briefly told my audience the questions I'm going to ask you and afterwards after the show I will prepare some Thai translation and put on my page for you so to enable all my audience to understand. Okay, tell us a little bit, Jedidiah. What is incantation?
Well, thanks, Dr. Nash. So incantation, in a very simple word, is what are the words you're saying to yourself today? Yeah, what are you saying to yourself today? It can be spoken outside or it can be spoken inside. What you say to yourself on a daily basis.
Or something that you say to yourself on a daily basis, and you can say it speaking out loud.
Or say inside. Yeah.
Would it make a difference, Jedidiah, whether you speak out loud? In your opinion, would it give more impact?
Well, it depends on the learning style of the individual. So usually I say out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth will speak. So we got to first believe on what we are saying. So usually what we speak together with the emotions, together with the energy, when it comes together, that's incantation. If it's just if I just say that I am I'm happy, just no emotions, then it's okay, then I don't feel anything, right? But if I say I'm happy, right? So maybe today I woke up very feeling sad, or maybe I woke up feeling that the world is in chaos, and I feel very, very upset. Then I look myself in the mirror and said, okay, you know what, Jedidiah, it's the world may be chaos, the world may be everything, but you know what, I choose to be happy. I choose to be happy. So then the moment you feel that, hey, it goes into your heart and you really believe it, then you just, hey, I'm happy. So when you believe it in here and when you speak it out, that's the power of the words.
If I catch it right, first of all, you have to have a firm belief in yourself first, and then you say add more power to it if you really feel it, so then you can put in the emotion, and the last part is the energy, right? Energy. And I think also in your book, I love the part you talk about the power of wording or vocabularies or the words you use. Can you let's see, give us some explanation why the wording you choose is very important?
Yeah, I think that's actually so important. The words we choose actually does make us feel better, make us feel lousier, because every single word in different countries, in different languages, have a different anchor. Every word is an anchor. Yeah.
Maybe the connotation in each language,
in each
right?
language, yeah. So like there's a strong anchor in a certain word, strong anchor in different words. So depending on the country as well. Certain countries, certain words have a stronger anchor. Certain countries, certain words have a less anchor. So what is anchor? Anchor means that that particular word will trigger a certain behavior response, right? So I give you an example. Whenever I look at Dr. Nash, I said, oh, okay, I can come to you for any mindfulness, discussion. Yeah.
Go to you for incantation, Jedidiah.
Yeah, because I whenever I see you, I see someone who is always having that positive and happy, even though maybe you do face sometimes challenges, but somehow when I look at you, I every time am encouraged, because I know that the time you spend by yourself, the time that you do your mindfulness retreats, so that's the evidence that we can see.
About which actually that reminds me of the wording, and you said you see me a mindfulness person. Well, let me tell you. Okay. I just said only to be. I'm about to say between you and me, Jedidiah, that I realized that audience, global audience, because it just reminds me last night when I went through your great written book. I think about the power of wording that you said, and it reminds me of the time I went for the brain-based coaching training by the Neuro Leadership, the one based in New York, but they had it in Singapore twice, I think. And one of the things is about wording. They said the wording you choose, you should be inspiring enough that even if you have to wear a t-shirt with it screen on it, you should wear it with. Every time you read it, it makes you feel inspired, right? It creates emotion that yes, you can do something. And you know what? I created my own some kind of incantation, but I don't know, inspiring sentence that I try to repeat to myself every day. And then a friend got know it and got it written on how do you call exercise plan to give me as a birthday gift. And can you read it? 50s and still kicking ass. So I want to say that's a dark side of Dr. Nat.
That's inspiring. That's inspiring because
but
yeah.
You know what? It works.
It works. It works.
Since then, you know myself that my health, I was also revolutionize myself because every time I go to the gym and wear the pants, I see the powerful words to use your words. And then it creates something in me that I want to go on to keep on exercising and kicking ass.
Right, because that word has a certain trigger for you, right? So the word, when you see kick ass, say, okay, you know what, 50, people may think 50 is old. Yeah, but 50 is too young for you. There's a lot of energy.
Yeah, something like that, yes. So it's very interesting because I just remember last time when I went through your book, I said, wow, that is so true. And then I look for this Jim had to show you. And let's see why it works so well. How else would you make it work better to like to the most high impact to use your concentration effectively?
So everyone has different words that triggers that energy within you. Yeah. So for example, for you, maybe it's 50 and kick ass. Why? Because 50. Yeah, maybe 50, the word 50 might think that is 50 old, is 50 too young. But you know what? You pair it with powerful energy, which is kick ass, right? So today people tell me, say, no, Jedi, I'm too young, I'm too old for this, I'm too young for this. Yeah. Yeah. So then I said, if you are too young, too old, then when will you ever be just right? Because by the time you grow older, then you'll be too old. When you're too young, then you're too young. Yeah.
Interesting point. Yeah, really. Yeah, people, like you said, either they say, I'm too young to do this, like to start a new business, right? Or I'm too old for this, I'm too old to change career in that sense, right? And then I think you put in the right question. And yeah, like you said, coaching is all about asking the right question. And you said, when would be just the right age for you that if you're too young to start a business or too old to change careers, right? Very interesting. And let's see. Why do you think when you use incorporate I'm gonna let you give some examples soon, Jedi, of your the kind of presentation that might work, maybe a few samples, but why would it work when you use your physical emotion and your emotion and of course the wording you choose? Why would it works so well when you combine it all together, not by just let's say saying it or writing it down or thinking in your mind?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because one word, when you have that words with emotions and energy, it produces one word, which is conviction.
Conviction.
Yeah. Conviction means that I truly believe that, that means no amount of thought. People may say, oh no, Nash, you're too old, 50 is too old, you must be careful, too old. But then in your mind, you say, hey, no, I'm convinced, I'm convicted that 50, it's my new 21. 50 is 21 for me. I'm going to kick ass. People at 50, they retire. But you know what? I retire from retiring. I'm just going to get more energy. And right. So that very, very strong conviction that nobody can really separate that conviction from you. So when I see the words together with energy plus emotions, when they come together, they create a very compelling incantation that produces a conviction. And how do we know it's conviction? Conviction is, the test of conviction is that no matter what people say, no matter what doubts we may have, that conviction that you know will always stand out.
Okay. Interesting. I like the word conviction and the power of words. Actually, I did some more homework today. I have my not little brain.
Wow.
I went friends said what would support your book about the incantation, and I found something very interesting and I could share with you if you don't mind.
Sure.
About the how language just work with the brain. I can this page also. It says when the language function when you are articulating language, like you said in your book, using the brain is the left side of the brain. When you try to comprehend a language, like understanding what you say out your own incantation, you're also using the left side of the brain. Word recognition, also something you mentioned in the book, is left side of the brain. But interestingly, when you recognize a tone, like you said earlier, like the feeling of confidence or conviction, then you use the right side of the brain, and the rhythm and the intonation and the stress you put in each word, like when you said intonation, right, Jedidiah? It's also right side. And when you recognize who the speaker is, like yourself, you yourself are convinced, it also the right side. And recognizing the gesture, like the body gesture, you use it, also the right side. So I think, wow, this explains why the Jedidiah's method works so well, because it combines both left side of the brain and right side of the brain, right? Wow.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's beautiful because we only use a whole total brain approach. Remember when I first started, I was doing a lot of voice coaching and helping people.
Ask about it. Me too. I'm going through voice training.
Yeah.
Tell me your
Yeah.
Australia, I remember, for your voice training.
Yeah.
Okay.
So today I help leaders, people with influence to improve on their voice. And voice is not just controlling your voice, but being able to connect that voice with your heart, what you really believe in, and also being able to create that influence through the voice. If you hear great speakers.
I'm very interested when you can connect the voice with your heart, and then
when you can connect your heart, when you can connect your voice with your heart, then you're able to carry influence through the words that you speak.
You can be able to carry the influence on the word you speak, like you influence yourself into really firm belief that you can do that, and also influence others. Let's say you're a team leader, you're leaders, and you have people working with you. So when you can connect your voice with your heart, then you can influence people. Wow, this is exactly like Lord Buddha's story, which I will cover in the second part of the live show today about like because I think it makes a difference. I never knew before that it has a logic.
It has a very strong connection, because many people many people think that it's about getting better accent. They want to speak like a Western accent. I say no. Accent doesn't do anything, right? You can have an accent, but you don't have the spirit, or you don't have the heart. It's like hearing someone that is dead talking to you, right?
So it's not the spirit of the person, so accent aside, or the spirit, like genuinity, authenticity.
Yes.
This is what.
Correct.
Okay. Can you give a few examples of the incantation that works? And if you'd like to share your incantation, we'd love to hear also. And then I would continue later to talk about the Buddhist aspect of something similar to incantation, which in Thai we call itษฐานบารมี. I know you have many important global assignments. I mean, client working for you. But if you would stay on, I love to hear you. You have to run.
No. It's still early.
Also, the time difference. So, can you give us a few examples of the incantation that works for you?
Yep. So usually I like to keep incantation short because sometimes, short. If it's too long, sometimes you might be, you might feel tired. I got to say this and this and this is too long, right? So sometimes what I do is I would either record my own voice and then I play it back. So I will record my voice and say, okay, Jedidiah, you things may not be going well. That's okay, right? And you are more than enough, right? You have all that you need within you. The greatness, the seed of greatness is there. You're just watering that seed of greatness every single day, right? So using words like this helps you to realize that, hey, I'm not trying to make you like all the way up high, like, you can fly, you can soar, you can do this. Because sometimes people don't stay there. Sometimes it's recognizing the daily struggles. They say, hey, it's okay to struggle, but you know what? Every struggle is strength for you. The more you struggle.
Every struggle is creates strength in you.
Every struggle it just strengthens you again and again. Every crisis, every setback will be your greatest comeback, right? If you ain't had enough, if you don't have enough setbacks, then your comeback will not be great. So I said, then I always tell myself, I say, hey, moments when you feel a little bit depressed, when you feel sad, you know what? You're one step closer to your breakthroughs, because breakthroughs, breakthroughs can only happen if you have confusion.
Confusion.
Yes.
Or like
Doubts,
self-doubt, something.
doubts, struggles. Because how can you have breakthroughs unless you have something to break through?
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah, so you probably have a very strong wall of confusion, of doubt, maybe of anxieties, of stress.
In this perspective, I sort of link the idea of breakthrough to Lord Buddha's idea of enlightenment, because he struggled also, he recognized his problem. Let's say his research topic was suffering, and that it caused him a lot of suffering, a lot of confusion. Like he knows this is what he needs to break through. And the moment of his breakthrough is the moment he got enlightened. The aha moment. Is it a similar idea?
Yes.
Because if I explain Thai later to my Thai audience, so they'll understand. So that's the moment of going through the breakthrough.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's give us some example, Jedi. Maybe maybe somebody's incantation also that you think you might heard. What do you think would be Tony Robbins' incantation? I went to his training in Singapore. What which one? Unleash Power Within, right?
Yeah.
It was filled with a lot of incantation.
So one thing we must know is that what works for that person might not work for you.
Okay.
Yeah. So we got to craft our incantation. So for example, Tony Robbins one is I am the voice, right? And he can do it and everything. So yeah, I'm the voice. So he says this word, I'm the so the I'm the voice is a very strong anchor and trigger for him. Yeah, correct. So for example, for you, it could be like let's say you're feeling tired, you don't want to go for exercise. You say no, 50 and I'm gonna kick ass. 50, I'm gonna kick ass. Right.
Yeah, so different from Tony Robbins. But what I mean is in his training in Singapore at that time, he trained the audience in many ways to try to, at one point, he primed them up with energy, with lighting, with anything. When they have energy and they ask, he asked the audience to stand up and sort of chanting out, yelling out, if you will, shouting out the incantation of their own. So I think each come up with their own voice.
Yes.
And it's quite powerful. I mean, it works on some level with me also, maybe because I add in some mindfulness and some focus. And focus is important.
It is
right?
focus. Yeah, focus on, that means you're not distracted by what people think about you. Like, for example, sometimes, like coming, let's say you have to prepare for your talk shows, like live, Facebook Live. Before it even happens, maybe that 1 second or 5 seconds before, is it okay? You know what? We're gonna speak well, we're gonna speak forth, we're gonna speak with confidence, we're gonna speak courage, we're gonna speak. So one of my the coachings that I like to do with my one-on-one clients is I tell them my coaching is called Brave Your Story. Brave your story. So today you're braving your story, right? So when I'm coaching you, I'm helping you to brave your story.
Yeah, for me also, it makes sense because sometimes I do the nightly show and someday I don't feel like 100%, like maybe a little sick, not really sick, sort of allergy kind of thing. But I told myself, I didn't realize that it fits in exactly what you said, Jedi. I told myself every time that the show must go on. And then when I put on the mobile phone and I, try to straighten my shirt, I said, show time. So unconsciously I was priming myself, I could use the word in your book, right? Priming myself for the show, no matter what. Although I feel like you said, like 5 seconds before the show, I don't feel 100%. But you know what? I feel the energy from the audience. The energy from the audience, even through the live show, they always have some feedback with me, and that keeps me going. So thank you very much for your part. Then maybe I add a little bit to share with you, if you don't mind. From Buddhist perspective about incantation, if you will. Interestingly, something very similar we have in Buddhism also, we callษฐานบารม ษฐานบารม can be translated like the perfection of resolution. Interesting, isn't it? The Barami or the perfection, there are 10 of it in Buddhism, and to become Buddha or to become how do you call wholesome person, it would be ideal if you can complete the 10, and resolution is one of it. And although the idea of the 10 perfection leads to enlightenment, given the how do you call worldly situation that we live in the modern world now, we can also say that it leads to breakthrough also. Perfect resolution in Buddhism. It also starts with belief, Jedi. Interestingly, because when I say belief, there can be many connotations, right? In Buddhism, it can be belief in Lord Buddha, belief in the Dhamma, the truth that he taught, and also believe in yourself. And this belief in yourself comes up after you practice mindfulness for a time. For me, I discovered when I was doing sitting meditation and have doubts. And then if you continue to practice mindfulness, somehow there is a surge of belief in yourself. Somehow you know you have to believe in yourself first, and then you go through the breakthrough in mindfulness. And the wording in Buddhism, wording we use also have to be positive. In Thai language, we call it kuson. The wording has to be kuson. Kuson means something wholesome, something positive, and you have to speak with good intention. Good intention in Thai, I have to translate because some of my Thai audience say they say cannot open the dictionary fast enough. Okay, the wording in Thai kuson, kusala cetana means the pure or positive intention. So to have the perfection of resolution of Adhitthana Barami, you have to have the start with belief, ศรัทธาในตัวเองนะครับ and the second one you have to have the positive wording that give you energy กุศลนะครับคำที่เป็นกุศลปิยวาจาสัมมาวาจา actually in Buddhism we also have what we call the right speech, which is one of the noble eightfold paths that lead you directly to the enlightenment. We have to have the right speech. We have the 8 rights. I cannot remember it all now, but it's right understanding and right speech and right mindfulness, something like that. And then the emotion. Emotion in Buddhism, we more focus on the mindfulness or be aware of your own emotion. I think it applies in the incantation also, right? Because you have to be aware of, like you said earlier in this live show, that you have to be aware of your own happiness within. And when you have the aware of that, yes, that is kind of a positive emotion. There's another word, but I think it's more like a technical term in meditation called rapture. In Thai, we call it piti. Piti is a state of mind that you're full with very positive happiness, belief, conviction, if you will, that you can have a breakthrough through it. Another emotion that we use a lot in Buddhism mindfulness is the peaceful and happy. But to create it from inside is difficult to explain. But at least there's a neuroscience that experiment that explain this. There is PhD candidate, I think he got Dr. Les Fahmy, if I remember his name right. He did a study on Zen monk, and he found that at the state of mind in deep meditation, they are doing the Zen meditation, sitting meditation. The brain wave in the mind is so peaceful, it goes into the gamma state, which is a perfect state to use for work. For example, it's a peaceful state. The brain wave is very steady and peaceful. So that also, if you can do that, I would add before you do incantation, maybe you can sit or spend a moment quietly on your own to quiet your mind, to make it peaceful and be more aware of your own emotions inside before you can start your incantation routine. I think it would help a lot. แปลภาษาไทยนิดนึงนะครับก็คือว่าถ้าก่อนที่จะทำ incantation อย่างที่เขาทำคืออธิษฐานบารมีในบริบทโลกตะวันตกเนี่ยเราเพิ่มการฝึกสติลงไปก่อนได้จะได้เพิ่มความเข้าใจในระดับสมองกายใจไปด้วยกันนะครับ and also in Buddhism we believe that that's why one of the reason I asked you the question earlier in the life is the physical, the wording, and the mind, the emotion the heart have to go together. It also have the same connection in Buddhism. We call it the mental karma, or actually whatever you do with your mind. And the wording is a verbal karma, whatever you create. You create your own destiny with wording you use. And the third one is the mental karma, verbal karma, and physical karma, what you create. The karma you create using your own body. Let me translate to Thai. ทางพุทธศาสนามีนะครับคือการสร้างกุศลหรือการตั้งอธิษฐานบารมีได้ที่3ระดับคือมโนกรรม ความคิดแล้วก็วจีกรรมคำพูดและกายกรรมคือการลงมือด้วยแรงเราสามารถใช้กายวาจาใจย้อนกลับไปนะกายวาจาใจเนี่ยสร้างกรรมที่ดีให้กับตัวเราเองได้ในการทำอธิษฐานบารมีรายละเอียดอยู่ในไลฟ์เมื่อคืนนี้นะครับback to English so basically physical interesting I was thinking of in the meditation retreat that when you have to like put your hands together it means belief it means faith in Lord without faith in yourself and when you go in Thailand we go down to the floor 3 times to bow and it's like after you make your incantation or resolution หลังจากอธิษฐานบารมีเสร็จเราก็จะกราบใช่ไหมครับกราบพระ it means using the physical to adding on the emotion and the faith that you have to seal down that you're really definitely making that resolution and you're gonna carry it on so for me in terms of brain science let me quote again this book the brain science if you do something 3 times the brain start to register that is important สมองนะครับคือถ้าทำอะไร3 ครั้งจะมองว่าสำคัญพระพุทธเจ้าบอกถ้าทำครั้งหนึ่งแล้วทุติยมปิตัตยมปิเป็นการตอกย้ำสมองว่าสำคัญ so I think it makes sense that what you say earlier Jedidiah that you have to say incantation often even during the day many times a day or every day right you were saying in the book that you should do it every day you have your 30-day challenge just like you want to sum up by talking about the 30-day challenge and how it can change. You like challenge the audience whether they can do the 30-day challenge for incantation to change their lives?
Yeah. So one of the things that you want to try to do, right, it's maybe write a few sentences that you really want to believe.
Okay.
Yeah. So for example, I'm the head and not the tail. I'm like an ego soaring up above my problems. I'm not like the chicken on the floor. Or you can say even things like I have the spirit within me, right? I can do it, or I'm enough. I'm more than enough. I'm not just more than enough. In fact, I have everything that I need that's within me. I have the potential, I have the seed of greatness. Yeah. So, right, craft your message and what you want to do in the next 30 days. Very, very important. Yeah, next 30 days. Every single day, you would say that to yourself, right, in the mirror. And you might change here and there because as day 1 goes, day 2, day 3, then you realize, hey, maybe I need to change this word because you can feel the emotions rising. Right? The more you say to yourself, you can feel, right? And then you change the word. Yeah, then you modify. So by the first 7 days, you more or less have a very good phrase of a paragraph of incantation where you can just say to yourself. And then after the next 7 days, it's going to be very important. That's when we call it the stabilization phase, where it's going to be a struggle because I've done 7 days. Yeah, I can do it. But the next 7 days, it's going to be challenging. Can you keep at it? Can you keep doing it? And yeah. And then the more you push through, right? The more you push through, and the more you you fight back and say, hey, you know what? I'm just going to say it. If I got 1 minute a day, let me just say it this 1 minute. So 14 days you have set into action. Then the next 7 days until day 21, that's when it's going to go up. You're going to add in more energy. You're going to add in more emotions. Yeah. So you're going to use your whole body. Your whole body. If you need to stand up, you stand up and you walk around and just say to yourself, So compared to lying down and saying, you can stand up as well. So the start of the day and end of the day, very important. Yeah, very important.
Okay.
Yeah. So sometimes we call this the primacy and the recency effect. So yeah. So yeah. In fact, when I was studying the sleep patterns of people, like why sometimes what is the last thing we learn before we sleep is so important because unconsciously our brain is rewiring. So the last thing you want when you close your eyes, lying on the bed, just be very comfortable. Then after that, picture yourself as if you were doing that thing, right? Imagine yourself as if you were doing that thing in association, and then saying the words that you want to see happen for you. And the more you say it, then you just say it quietly, and you slow down the rhythm. So for example, if I'm going to use, let's use a very simple one. Just do it. Okay, simple. Just do it. Three words. Okay. So you just close your eyes and just say, okay, just do it. I'm going to just do it. Then you slow down. I'm going to just do it, and then quietly whisper, I'm going to just do it. I'm going to just. Then allow yourself to just slowly go into the delta sleep. Then you drift off to sleep. Somehow when you wake up in the next morning, you realize, hey, I just feel better. I do not know how to explain that, but because your brain as you're sleeping is creating those neural circuitries.
Wiring during that time. So let me translate into Thai a little bit for my Thai audience. I think it's very interesting. เมื่อกี้นะครับโค้ชเจไดเขาเล่าให้ฟังถึงเทคนิคที่อยากให้ทุกท่านทดลองนำไปใช้30วันนะครับก็คือทดลองทำตื่นเช้าก่อนนอนเหมือนที่ครูบอกไปในไลฟ์ทุกคืนนะครับเริ่มต้นด้วยสิ่งดีว่าเป็นเอฟเฟกต์ของสมองถ้าท่านเริ่มวันด้วยสิ่งดีท่านจบวันด้วยสิ่งดีสมองมันจะบันทึกเพราะตอนนอนใกล้หลับมันจะบันทึกลงไปโดยเฉพาะก่อนนอนเดี๋ยวครูจะลองขอให้เจไดทดลองแสดงให้ดูถ้าเขาไม่ทำครูทำเองก็ได้นะที่เคยไปเรียนมาด้วยกัน so Jedi how about adding some a little fun before we close up our live by remember the incantation we used to train together in class
yes.
you want to show the audience or you think it's funny if you okay you have a global fob coach status may not want to do it but I can do it the one from Sebastian right yeah all I need ใช่ไหม so you want to show let me show you that one you still remember all I need เดี๋ยวครูจะทำให้ดูอันนี้เป็นแบบทางโลกนะครับอธิษฐานบารมีทางธรรมเนี่ยมันก็จะเป็นอีกบริบทหนึ่งครูพูดไปในเมื่อคืนในไลฟ์เบอร์448โดยละเอียดแล้วเนี่ยเดี๋ยวครูจะทำแบบทางโลก so if you don't mind I show you the our you can
Okay.
this live show so what I learned from training in Jedi is one thing powerful that is an example because you have to use your own wording like Jedi say have your own wording your own emotion that's proper the wording and the heart must go together and the physical activities at that time our trainer asked us to stand up because it adds more power and energy right stand up and in the morning ดูทำตอนเช้าไปเลยนะครับ in the morning stand up get up with power and energy and you can feel the energy in you when you wake up in the morning more at night could be a more peaceful style in the morning you can say you have to scoop up all the power from the ground up and all I need is within me now say it out loud speak out from your stomach and your chest belt out but ask the permission of your girlfriend or your wife all I need is within me now I'm confident I can do it yes it goes something like this right a little funny but like you say in your book first few times it may seem a little bit strange unfamiliar or funny but once if you do it a while you can do it เดี๋ยวครูทำให้ดูอีกทีนะครับ all I need is within me now I'm confident I can do it yes something like this but you can try yourself home and choose your own let me recap again as I said important to use a word that creates goes with the heart and you add some energy to it and physical to it and คนไทยสำหรับคนไทยนะครับเดี๋ยวครูเขียนสรุปให้ภาษาไทยแล้วจะพูดเพิ่มเข้าไปลงวิธีทำอธิษฐานบารมีในบททางธรรมด้วย so today thank you so much for sparing your time from Singapore Jedi it's really an honor our show so I hope to after the pandemic we catch up again either I see you in Singapore for the training or you come over in Bangkok
thanks so much wait.
friends in Singapore also please say
yes,
hello
I will
so thank you
thanks Tej thank you everyone for tuning in tonight as well
I know you have เดี๋ยวก่อน by the way any questions ถ้ามีคำถามจะถามตอนนี้ก็ได้เดี๋ยวครูส่งไปตามให้นะครับเพราะเดี๋ยวก็ต้องไปแล้ว so if there are any questions I know you have to run I can send you in Singapore and maybe we can answer okay thank you so much
thank you we'll see you guys soon
see you soon ครูกลับมาแล้วนะครับสำหรับนี้กลับมาเป็นเวอร์ชันภาษาไทยมีใครถามคำถามไหมครับ if you have any questions Jedi has to run he has several clients waiting so if you have any questions you can leave the questions in the comments in Thai มีคำถามภาษาไทยได้นะครับวันนี้เราพูดถึงเรื่อง incantation หรือว่าเรื่องการเปิดวันใหม่และการใช้พลังเหมือนเป็นอธิษฐานบารมีทางพุทธศาสนารายละเอียดอยู่ในไลฟ์ของเมื่อคืนนี้นะครับถ้าไม่มีคำถามงั้นครูขอมาจบของไลฟ์ของวันนี้เป็นคืนนี้ไม่มีนะครับพรุ่งนี้พบกันใหม่ so tomorrow I'll be back again but it would be a Thai language version of my nightly live show thank you for watching and I'm writing an article to explaining about today's live again on my Facebook page and I wish you a very happy and peaceful Sunday. Do take the 30 days challenge and let's make a difference not for ourselves so that we can happy and successful so that we can use what we have to give out to help others in the world like we are all doing now. Thank you very much. สวัสดีครับ ขอบคุณที่เข้ามานะครับ